Okay. This is Monday, April 6, 2026, the Planning Commission meeting at 5:30 at the Barling City Hall. We have a quorum present. We have a quorum here. First thing is approval of the minutes of December 21st, 2025. If you'll look, you'll see the minutes in the pages to follow. We have see or know of anything that we need to make a change at. Please let us know, and then I'll make any comments about stuff in the reports of any changes.
I'll make a motion to accept it as written.
Second.
Roll call, please.
James Hamilton,
Yes.
Roy Bohannon,
Yes.
Wayne Bryant,
Yes.
Ron Sharum,
Yes.
James Davis, Brooke Ellis.
Yes.
The next item and our first item of old business, consideration of the final plans for Spring Hill Estates, and it's Phase 7. This is part of the integrated plan. And this is the final, this is the revision. It's based on anticipated changes that they heard from both OG&E and the cable folks. One of the things they looked at is, I will tell you that the light fixtures are placed, one of them in the upper elbow at Brown Quail Trace in this one, and one at the lower elbow, Scissor Tail Tray, and both of them along Robin Drive. And these are the light fixtures, and if you have not been out to see the fixtures that are there already, Ron will tell you that they are, the fixtures, the new ones are bright. They are where you can see and keep up, but the locations will be basically one at each end of the elbows and one in the middle. And this is to keep it where you can see what's going on while you're out there. Tommy mentioned one thing that goes with this, and I will be talking to Steve Beam about it. Since this road is, they're 25 foot either side of center line, with a new fire truck coming, be parking on one side of the road only. Okay, that's much like we had to do, and it has been done up on N Street, E Street, where you can get through with a truck. A ladder truck is a lot different than running a pumper, but you need to be consistent. The other thing is, and I'm positive that the Postal Service will want, if we don't have mailbox collectives at some point, they'll want whatever side they wish the postal delivery to be on. They won't be any parking on that side. That's open, free, so that the postal folks can go through with the little buggy and make the one sweep does it all. In part of these subdivisions, they have done this community mailbox now, and that where you're servicing one vehicle and you've got 40 secured slots out there. And that does help the post office, but it's not necessarily if you're the one that's handy there and it's by side you, it's fine, but if you gotta walk halfway down the block in the rain, it's not too cool. But the last time we had one of these, they made a change and a field change in order to fit the mail receptacle in there, and that's something that really needs to be. The other thing is Tommy and I talked earlier, the fire hydrant spacing. You see the water alignments on this drawing, and the fire hydrant distance, hydrant to hydrant in a residential is 600 foot. That way you have no more than a 300 foot pull. 500, yeah. And that'll get you clued in here. If you look at this, you'll see that the east end of this is 913 point some odd feet, and the west side of this in the thing is 855 feet. east to west, it's 295 feet, 294. So that gives you an idea of the size and how you place the hydrants. And basically, probably between lots 98, 99, or 118, 117 would be the optimum location for this. But you also have to go off what the previous subdivision or element or previous phase had. In phase 6, and you look at the phase 6 placement as well, so that you can get the hydrants in the right place. Street lights are covered. Everything else is pretty well marked out. The easements are there. You look at the OG&E easement. The hardest thing about one of these is OG&E in their contract, you never quite know for sure that they don't make a field change. And that's why we had 2 changes that we've had to make, and we've had to validate them to put them in the right place. But other than that, it's ready to go. I told Steve, I said, this main thing is just the layout. It's all part of the same property. And I'm ready for a motion. If you're ready for a motion to approve and validate, and it'll have to be signed by both the chairperson of planning commission and myself, and then Flo will do the recording and stamping, and then it goes down through the list. And that's it.
Okay, I'll make a motion to accept.
I'll second.
And a roll call, please.
James Hamilton. Yes. Roy Bohannon.
Yes.
Wayne Bryant.
Yes.
Ron Sharon.
Yes.
James Davis.
Yes.
And Brock Ellis.
Yes.
Thank you, and we'll note that as today. If you look on your minutes that you have there on the reports, you've seen the traffic signs that have been taken down for construction on the sidewalk on 4th Street. They've been replaced. And I will tell you all that right now, as a part of your future plan, I am working on the sidewalk checklist and the application for grant money to do on the north side of 22, which is 4th Street, starting at Strozier Lane and going west until you tie in to Fort Smith going down the hill. Also, the highway department has removed the school crossing signs and the striping on 4th Street. Ditch work has been worked over on Frank Street. If you've not been over there, we've done the repair. The guys have got the concrete done. They've also cleaned up all the infield over there, brush hogged it, stripped it, and graded the drain, the ditch to drain. I will tell you that item number 4, the conflict on the plans regarding the sewer lines on 3rd Street. We found out that many years ago, and it was some time ago, 3rd Street goes all the way to the railroad right away. It doesn't end down there. It was never paved, and there is a document in our construction folders. We found the letter they told them not to pave beyond Station 12+50, which is where it quits right now. None of us are alive that knew anything about what they have done down there, but evidently the city has a 50-foot right-of-way that runs along the front of Robert Reynolds' property and runs all the way to the railroad. And, it's a real surprise to us, but we're going to try. Let me tell you, the other part is the original road out there had a 76-foot right-of-way, and they turned it back to a 50-foot right-of-way, and they should have had deeds filed to give each of the property owners on either side their 13-plus feet to add to their property. I asked Matt about it, and our attorney said that it can be done to do an amended deed, and we'll give them their land back. It's never been done. Nobody knew the difference. The other thing is the paving projects. At 1:30 on Wednesday, the bids will open on the overlay of the 2.02 miles of paving here in the matching money from the state. It's state aid. We'll find out. There are 3 plan holders. I don't know if all 3 are going to make a bid or not. I have no way of knowing. One is from over at Oklahoma. One is Sapp, who is doing the interstate, and the other is Fourscreen, who is doing work as well. So we have three that have known how to pave, and that may be the better thing. Number 6, the truck route on Frontier Road. Well, they missed March, but they are laying pavement, and there's hope now that we'll be out of there, except for what you have to do behind the sidewalk and the sodding, but get the paving done and out of the way. Church Street paving is there, and they've done Strozier Lane as well. They've got it marked. Big plus. The traffic signal at Church and Fort have been reset. The comment is you need to pull forward. They painted the line, the whole line, too far back from the signal. The sensors do it, and people have to pull up enough to trigger it. And before, there was never a question, but when the whole short line is too far back, you don't trigger the sensors. We've notified them about this. It goes on. Okay, the donut shop is open. That's your number 9 here. And we have some of the samples of the product that they sent over for you that will sabotage your youthful diet. And the National Equipment Rental Company have had 3 dumpster loads as they stripped out the building over here. I've seen people go in the back door, and I don't know, it's carpenters obviously, but the rental company, as far as we know, is still headed. And the Frank Rowe Furniture Building, they were going to rework the parking lot, and also the original intention was to remove the Plunkett house that were down under the hill and extend a ramp and a parking place down there. Since it's all in the zone right, you can do that. And they were also going to fence the parking lot along the side over here. This might get kind of exciting for people in court days have been cheating up on that parking lot. And they'll be parking over here. You obviously can't go on private property that's in use for parking. And other than that, I've tried to fill all the squares that I could for y'all and let you know what's planned. We have a meeting Wednesday morning. We're going to meet with, Megan and I will meet with Daniel Mann from Chaffee, and we're going to talk not only about the road extension. We've told them that we want Church Street extended down, and we'll make the highway department's curve, and we're planning just to do that until you know what the development's going to be out there. And the developers, there's one plan we've looked at that has both stores and a convenience store as well on that corner down there. And if they're going to do something like that, then they need to participate in the paving project and the road project out there. The northbound part of it, we really don't see a need until we figure out what they're going to do west of the, what I'd call the Park Road that runs out from the 22 highway. Not everybody has a feeling about what they're going to do. And I will tell you that we have looked and talked to them. There was a letter of intent to buy the land east of the park, same side of the road. And it went south or east or west or whatever, and didn't happen. And we have talked to them about that. And there's 28 acres there. They want a premium price for it. We don't know what's going to happen later, but we want to talk about that. Part of that land, that 28 acres, is in the floodplain, and you can put a parking lot on it, okay? It's not a problem. The upper part, it would be suitable for extension of the park. We need the parking because when we have the 4th of July celebration, you're going to sit on the hill this time and be looking down into the valley, so you'll have it down below where the old lake was, and they're going to restore the lake. That's part of their plan. And now I'll finish you with the park contract has been signed, and we had a good bid. They're gonna do a track extension. They're going to do exercise stations for the muscle-bound young men to show off for all the girls. They are going to build handicap parking, and they're going to have a latrine, a second latrine, both male and female side on it, out on the far end of the hill down there. The contractor has signed the contract, and he is planning on starting April 13th. And his aim is to be done by the time school's out with this work. And he's done parks before, so we'll see. The other thing is, we're not gonna open the splash pad until Memorial Day. We've already had people calling and sending emails wanting to know when the splash pad's open. It's 50-degree water coming out. I don't think you're gonna, you're gonna freeze them on the spot. But if they ask you, that's the plan, is be ready to go at Memorial Day and have at it. You know about the 4th of July, you know, there. That's all I've got, folks.
Make a motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn?
And laugh. Done that once before.
Thank you.
Right, yeah, he put a big over there.